you're gonna let people know what you think
Oh yeah.
about a lot of different issues. And you've spoken about a lot of things, including the state of hip hop. And now, and if I remember correctly, you were alluding to how you feel it's lost its substance. Talk about that for a second. How you feeling about today's hip hop industry, and when you make a statement like that about it losing its substance, why do you feel that way?
Because I remember coming in and even listening to the greats, it was like we had something to say. We had, it was character. We had topics. I feel that we lost a lot of that, and like everything is more like simple now. I know things never stay the same, so it was bound to happen. You know what I mean? But things don't they don't stay the same. So you got the younger generation that's like when we did Cream and all the other songs we did, we talked about the struggle. We talked about it and made it still where it was still cool. And those are our biggest records. Now, when you look at the generation like right now, everything is like, naked females and it's simple rap to me. Don't get me wrong, I'm down for a black man to always go get his money, black woman and everything. But I think there's ways that you can still go about it. You know what I mean? So once you get trapped in that world, it's like you become that, and that's all you know. See, when it comes to writing like raps that I used to do, that I do, it takes time. You got to sit at that table at least for me, because I'm a slow writer. It take me like to get a good one out, maybe like 4 hours. But sometimes it takes longer than that if it's really good, and you got to come back to it. These kids could just go in there and just do whatever, as long as they mentioning liquor, jury, cars, and women in there. It seems like okay, you made a record. You know what I mean? And drugs. But I remember we had to when I was going again when we had Nas, Biggie Smalls, Mobb Deep, the Clan, everything. We had to really write, and it excited me when I heard of Nas or something because it inspired me. Now it's like I know the generation is way younger, so I don't really get that much inspired except by my peers when I hear like Jada Kiss and these guys that keep me up on point. But yeah, it's really different. It's like you don't even got to be a rapper to make a hit. You know what I mean? You ain't got to be nothing. You could be a nobody, and somebody could write it for you, or you just and it's like you just a one hit wonder just because you got the gram. We didn't have the gram. I remember it's like 15 of us in the 15. I mean, in like I mean 20, like in a 15 passenger van. We slobbed on each other going to radio and sleeping on each other's necks and throats, just in an all white van, just trying to get to the next spot. It was a struggle. These guys don't got to do that. You know.
Got you. So this begs the question, Ghostface. Is it, do you believe they just young, don't know no better? Do you believe the industry is to blame for the content that we seeing out there? Or do you believe that the young brothers and sisters, they sold out to get the money? And that's all they want to talk about. What do you think is what do you think it is?
I think social media. I think social media played a lot on it. Because you could just be, I seen stuff that like I wouldn't even expect to just take off and it just take off like, but where's the raps? And it just made it so easy. So if everybody, I think, let me see, because if you got a lot of people liking, it just goes to where their mindset is at. It's their mindset as well, because like when I was younger, when I was like 15, 16, it was like I used to hang with the older guys, and it almost felt like, yo, you know what? My mind was there. Like I was like oh, I was like an old young person. You know what I mean? But it just
Mm,
seemed like
yeah.
somewhere down the line, yeah, you know what I mean? Because it seemed like somewhere down the line, these kids just got stuck. But I can't really blame them. You got to blame the parent,
Right.
you know, because that's where it all comes from. Because they're looking at us and they're looking at them.
You also blame the media. You didn't like the way you've been critical of the media's role in covering music these days. What's the
Oh
issue
yeah,
with the media?
because they just give it just it's just real quick. It's like, all right, take for instance, the media got you know what? Even with the Drake and Kendrick thing, it's like with the one part of the media, it's like they're going at it, right? And those are two black, they're brothers. You know what I mean? But it's like, and they amping it on though. And I know battling was
Okay.
always good for the soul. You know what I mean? Just for whatever. But it's like, yo, God forbid. one of these young men go out there and get killed. Since y'all was the one refereeing the whole situation, the media and the DJs, it's like, then I can hear right now, we got to stop this. We got to this. And we got to that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And the media, and I'm like, oh, now you want to sit there. But you wasn't saying it when it was lit and it was just on fire. And y'all up there saying, like, we got 24 hours to go respond. You know what I mean? So the media, it got its ways of playing it. And people follow the media.
I will say this,
so
though.
The media,
I will say,
yeah.
I will say this to you, though. I get your point, and I'm in the media. You right. Hell, we ain't going to sit up here in front and act like you ain't right. I get that. But what I would also say is that you got cats in the hip-hop industry that was pushing it too. Yo, this is what it was. This is how it always been. You battled. This was they were sitting up there egging it on. I mean, they were doing it more than the damn media was. What about them?
Exactly. I'm reading the comments, and you're right. And you're right. And I'm just looking at it like, because every time like somebody passed away through violence, and it's like, yo, we gotta. But y'all was just refereeing. Y'all was just waiting for this and waiting for that. So I'm like, yo, you know what? Let me just stay in my lane. And you know, at the same time, I'm glad that I'm aware of the situation and how it's, because sometimes some people can't see it, but you know what? I can see it and I know where it's going. You know what I mean? So, but it's a combination of things with this generation that's coming into right now. Like, you know what I mean? And when they doing it, they getting a little bit more personal. They digging up receipts and this and that. Before, when we did it back then, you had your LLs and this one and that one, and it was like, okay, it seemed like it was more fun. It was kept hip hop. Now it's, it is what it is now.